What if Elliot Ludwig didn't just die? What if he was killed by his own creation? We all thought he was a grieving father who just wanted to bring his daughter back to life, but what if he wasn't innocent at all? Because when you connect Ollie, the prototype, and Elliot's body found in Playcare, the story starts to fall apart. In Chapter 5, we learn that Ollie is strongly believed to be Elliot Ludwig's adopted son through an audio recording. In this recording, Ollie is speaking to Elliot after being transformed into the prototype. He is clearly upset that Elliot is prioritizing Poppy over him. He mentions that he was just a test run, a prototype. Something crucial that he states is, when you get her back, you'll pick up a hammer just like him, just like they did. When Ollie says he'll pick up the hammer like him and the others, this could mean that he believed Elliot would become just another violent authority figure once Poppy returned, repeating the same cycle of control and punishment. Whether Elliot Ludwig died or not, I think the experiments would have continued. Even though the Bigger Bodies initiative officially began after his death, the groundwork was already being laid. Experiment 810 proves he was already testing revival methods long before everything spiraled. At the end of the audio recording, we hear Elliot promising Ollie that he would get the chance to meet Poppy. Not only does this show what Elliot Ludwig could have become, but it also reveals how far he was willing to go in order to bring his daughter back to life, essentially ending another kid's life to bring his daughter back. If Ollie realized he was never meant to be saved, only replaced, that changes everything. He wasn't a son. He was a stepping stone. And once he understood that, Elliot wasn't his father anymore. He was the person creating him. And if that wasn't enough, Leith Pierre's journal gives us something even more disturbing. If the prototype punished every scientist involved, maybe Elliot wasn't a victim of his creation. Maybe he was the first one it decided needed to be stopped. The note says, they were hiding down in Playcare, probably for several weeks. If it weren't for the accident with that Theodore child, I'm not sure we'd have discovered them at all, or Elliot's body. At any rate, Theodore's imaginary friend won't talk to anyone. He mentions an accident involving a Theodore child, and that is the same child who was later used to create the catnap Bigger Body. Elliot's body was hidden in Playcare and was only found because Theodore was involved in that accident. The note also talks about an imaginary friend, which sounds very suspicious and could have been the prototype communicating with the child. Not only does Leith Pierre find Elliot Ludwig's body, but he also discovers that Elliot's daughter was inside a doll. The end of the note makes it seem like Leith Pierre and his investigator found plans for Elliot Ludwig's revival of his daughter, Poppy, and possibly even plans connected to Ollie, his adopted son. Leith specifically says, I think it might have gotten the old man killed. If the prototype killed and punished the other scientists for what they were doing, maybe he stepped in before Elliot could go even further. The only strange part is this. If the prototype did kill Elliot, why hide the body? When he punished the other scientists, he made it obvious, brutal, symbolic. So why was Elliot different? Unless this one wasn't about sending a message. Unless this one was personal. But here's the detail no one really talks about. The note states they were down there for several weeks, not days, several weeks. They were hiding. That means Elliot was afraid of something. And the only thing powerful inside the factory at the time was the prototype. Ollie was clearly upset that Elliot was going to dig deeper into these acts. Elliot Ludwig also had earlier experiments he worked on. A note titled Experiment 817 describes a test performed on a rat using poppy gel. He attempted to revive the rat, but was unsuccessful. Even so, he believed in the poppy's potential, enough to eventually use it in an attempt to resurrect his daughter as a doll. It's later revealed in Chapter 3 that a dead child was found inside Elliot Ludwig's home, and that he would arrive home at strange hours. The body was described as mutilated, hidden inside a duffel bag in his upstairs bedroom, with key organs and bones missing. And if that child was connected to his research, that alone suggests something far darker was happening behind closed doors. If there really was a mutilated child hidden in his home, then this wasn't about love anymore. It was an obsession. And obsession is what turned a grieving father into the very monster he thought he was trying to outrun. And maybe the prototype just finished what Elliot started.